Today we will be covering lesson 25-1, Arcs and Central Angles. This lesson will be split into 4 separate sections. It will cover questions 1 to 3, question 4, questions 5 to 6, and then question number 7. In order to complete this section or this lesson, you will need a protractor, a ruler, scissors, and the 2 diagrams that I gave you at the start of class. So please make sure you have all of those materials. Let's get started with our introduction to section number 1. It starts off by saying Chris plays soccer for his high school team. His coach wants Chris to improve his accuracy on his goal shots. At practice, the coach stands centered between the goalposts. He has Chris try to kick a goal from different positions on the field. He has noticed that Chris's shots go anywhere from right on target to 15 degrees on either side of his target. With this information, the coach thinks he and Chris can find locations on the soccer field from which Chris can be sure of kicking between the goalposts. Your teacher will provide you a diagram of part of the soccer field, the 24-foot wide goal, and the point X at which the coach plans to stand. Points A and B represent the goalposts, which are 24 feet apart. Chris will aim his kicks directly at the coach from various points on the playing field to try to find the locations where, even with his margin of error, his shots will land between the goalposts. Your teacher will also provide you with a diagram of a 30-degree angle that has a bisecting ray. The vertex S represents the point from which Chris makes his kick. The bisecting ray represents the path to the target at which Chris is aiming, and the sides of the 30-degree angles form the outer boundaries of Chris's possible kicks, given that his margin of error is up to 15 degrees on either side of the target. You will use this angle diagram as a tool in estimating the outer boundaries of Chris's kicks when he aims at point X from various locations on the soccer field. And I'm going to show you, these should have been the 2 diagrams you received at the beginning of class. You should have received this. This is where his coach is standing. These are the goalposts. These are the different positions that he's going to try. You needed to use your scissors to cut out this diagram. And this is his 30-degree angle. This is where Chris is standing and taking his shots. And you want to line this dotted line up with Coach X. So go ahead and make sure you use your scissors now to cut out your angle. And then we're going to place it at different locations to see if he would make his goal or not. Question number 1 states, the 3 points labeled points 1, 2, and 3 on the soccer field diagram represent the different positions on the field from which Chris will attempt his shot at the goal. Place the vertex of your angle at point 1 and make certain that point X lies on the angle bisector. Will Chris's shot be guaranteed to end up between the goalposts from his position on the field? And explain. Question 2. One at a time, place the vertex of the angle on point 2 and then on point 3. Each time, make certain that point X lies on the angle bisector. Determine whether Chris's shots are guaranteed to end up between the goalposts from these positions on the field, which, if either position, is a sure shot at a goal for Chris. Number 3. With continued experimentation, you should find that there is a region of the playing field from which Chris is certain to have shot on goal into the goal zone. despite his margin of error. Use the soccer field diagram and the angle diagram to test points on the field until you make an informed conjecture as to the shape of this region. Write a description of the region. On the soccer field diagram, clearly identify at least 8 points on the outer boundary of this region. For this section, for questions 1 to 3, I'm going to give you about 7 minutes to see if you can first identify if he's got a surefire goal from points 1, 2, and 3. If so, explain. If not, explain why not. And then you are to find at least 8 shared points on that diagram at which he will be able to make that shot on goal. Go ahead and pause your videos now. All right, the answers to questions 1 to 3 have been provided. It says from point 1, yes, each side of the 30-degree angle contains one of the goalposts. Chris may hit the goalpost from time to time. And as I stated, remember I cut my angle out, I lined it up at point 1, and I placed this ray on top of where point X is, which is located right here. And yes, he will from time to time possibly hit that goalpost, because notice I'm lying right on A and right on B, but majority of the time it should fall between the two. Question 2, I tried points 2 and 3. I said point 2 was yes, a surefire. He was going to get that 30-degree angles with inside the goalpost. However, point 3 was a no. I could not guarantee a shot. Some of the times his shots could go wide. Here, lined up at point 3. X is right there. Notice where A and B are. A is located right here. B is located right here. So I have this little margin of error here and this slight margin of error here. So not necessarily all the time will I get in between the goalposts. Then for question 3, we would notice that this should be somewhat of a shape of a circle. The circle should contain points 1, X, and the goalpost. And you'll see I've tried a couple of points. From here, I think it's a surefire shot. From here, these points should lie on the circumference of a circle. On to your debriefing question for this section.